Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup 2019. Global esports and Wipeout underway. We should have the draft shortly on your screens as well. But yeah, Global esports, they are the favorites in this matchup. I think we're giving them that favorite tag because obviously these were some of the best players that played under the best team once upon a time. But this is still a new team. I mean, A35 and Pasol, who all played with Crowley, Swifty, and the others at some point or the other, have now been brought into this lineup. And there's still a bit of meshing and chemistry that needs to be built up. And hopefully the Global Boys have done their homework because this is a best of one elimination. The winner moves on to the lower bracket final, if I'm not mistaken. And for whoever loses, it's the end of the road for them and the end of the night as well at the Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup 2019. The draft on your screens, the first couple of bands here, Night Stalker, Alchemist, Earthshaker. Not too surprising. I'm personally a bit surprised about the Earthshaker, but the Alch and the Night Stalker I fairly understand. The Void seems somewhat, you could call it targeted towards Armor, but Void in general is a strong hero. While if you look at Wipeout, they ban out the Axe. I'm just guessing that A35, excuse me, not A35, but Crowley has been playing this in his pubs. The Trian ban, I've not seen much Trian from them, but the Magnus, the Slark, and the Kunga I can understand. Wipeout, they're going to pick themselves up the Legion Commander, which has had so much success for them, especially in the hands of Madness, and they've got themselves an Oracle. So they have this one layer of defense in their lineup. So they have a defensive support, and the Mirana is a 4, which I know you love, Angela, but I have mixed feelings about.
I mean, if you look at the way Wipeout's banned heroes and picked heroes in this particular matchup, it's very different from what they were running in the previous two games. They made sure that the train was never looked at, the Chen is still in the pool. These are the kind of heroes that normally you see Wipeout really go really quick with those bans with. But this time around, they've studied the way Global Esports plays. They know what they're comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with, and they've gone ahead and made very specific bans according to that.
Yeah.
Now, talking about the picking, of course, Mirana, Legion, comfortable heroes. I've not really seen Wipeout play a lot of Oracle. It's something that is new to them. They've not really played it in the past two games. Also, not have they concentrated on that hero. At the same time, Wipeout hasn't really taken a lockdown, and you would expect them to go for something like the Shadow Demon in the place of the Oracle, but there's a little of a speculation for me whether this Oracle is really going to work out for them. At the same time, of course, I do see the Tinker that is going to be picked up here. So Clown K looking very, very strong there in the mid lane. I don't see Global really being affected by the Tinker, and that's why they've not really gone ahead and banned it. They're more concentrated on Armor and what he's going to be playing. But this time Global, they have so much confidence. They've gone ahead and picked up the Tiny, the Ogre, the Grimstroke, and the Ogre being fantastic together as supports. They've also gone ahead and picked up the Terrorblade, showcasing Blizzard's hero super quick. And like you mentioned when this draft started, that Blizzard is the one drafting. So they are allowing Swifty's pick yet again to be the last one on the board.
Yeah, this is something Signify did for a long phase, which is prioritize second pick and get like leave 50's pick until the very end. Blizzard's got himself the Terrorblade, which I'm glad about because earlier on in the day he was playing the Gyrocopter, and sure, it's a great hero and all, but he was not one of his more comfortable cores. For the side of Wipeout, though, they've got a comfort pick themselves. They got Clown K, his Tinker. This Oracle, like you mentioned, is something that I'm curious about.
Could you see an Ursa coming into the draw, something that they have run in the previous games of
I have not seen
Taiwan?
Excarnation play Ursa in a really long time. I know he does play it, but I haven't seen him play it in a long time.
I still don't see the lockdown though.
I mean, it's Fortune's End and the Milana Harrow for now. And Duel. That's pretty
Yeah.
much it.
Hopefully it'll be enough.
Global esports have a lot of lockdown though, right? You have the Grimstroke with the Inkswell. You have Tiny, who I believe is going to be played as a courier, unless Crowley feels like playing the offlane ogre. I think he's going to be playing the Tiny and not an offlane ogre. Um, and yes, the Grimstroke and the Ogre might just be both the supports that Global Esports will be running. And the Grimstroke, I personally feel this is going to be a 5 Grimstroke.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Like the
Hold on.
ogre,
No, 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 no,
if
no.
it's like A35 on that ogre, we have seen him run the ogre and the offlane, and he converts that into a really strong core, even front lining. So if things go really well for this ogre, he can turn into a core later on in the game. But I don't think they want to send him off as a core at the very beginning of this game and wipe out. They have closed their draft this time around. It's going to be the Sven, the final pickup. We spoke about them not having lockdown. The Sven, one of the strongest lockdowns that is available. Also pair that up with something like an Oracle and the Legion. It's similar to their Abaddon Legion combination that they were running previously.
Yeah. Not a great game for
Wow.
Sven, though. I personally feel that he might just be kited really, really hard. Uh, Global Esports are going to pick up
Queen of Pain.
the Queen of Pain for themselves. The plan here for Global is to probably just try and shut down this Tinker early, win your lane, and then snowball from there on and close out the game. Another way to play versus the Tinker is just resign yourself to the fact that he's going to get those BOTs, that he's going to be split pushing, that he's going to be farming, and hope that somewhere around the 55 to whatever mark a Tinker game goes on to, hope that somewhere around then you actually do have enough items to go high ground and close the game out.
I
Uh, but yeah, purely for me, if I'm just looking at the draft here, I'm kind of leaning towards Global Esports. Uh,
I gotta agree. I mean, when you look at Terrorblade and you look at Blizzard, that's one of his signature heroes. He is known to finish games with the Terrorblade between the 11-minute mark to the 20-minute mark. He's so comfortable on that hero. Meanwhile, the Queen of Pain, another signature hero coming in there from the side of Global Esports onto Swifty. So two very strongs. And I gotta say, A35, if he's gonna be the one playing the Ogre, no, he's going on to the Grimstroke, and the Ogre is going to
yep.
be played there by Pasul, and Crowley, of course, he's going to be on that tiny wipeout. I like that draft, but I'm lacking to see the synergy between it. And Smoke will have those really impeccable 5-second arrows if he wants to convert good fights here. The great part here for Wipeout is they have that Moonlight Shadows if they want to disengage and re-engage in fights against the side of Global Esports. So that works out for them. Meanwhile, we also see Legion, a hero that has worked out for Wipeout like a charm throughout the day. And maybe this time around, Madness could just make this his third game in the day and a victory on the Legion Commander.
Yeah, I mean, the lines have been drawn, and I think it was Excarnation or Armor that drew that line. They're looking to actually move into the enemy jungle and try and contest for the level 1 bounty rune. Let's see if that happens. One thing that's worth pointing out is that this time around, Amir is up against a slightly difficult lane. So he might not have as much fun as he had in his previous game. So, yeah.
All right, so let's take a look at the laning phase. Of course, we do see Clown K, like mentioned before. He's going to be on that Tinker, and he's going to be joined very closely by Smoke on the Mirana. Amr this time is going to be on that Sven. BM is going to be on that Oracle. They are going to be all you popping a Smoke of Deceit. Madness this time, yet again, on that Legion Commander, like previously mentioned. Blizzard is going to be on that Terrorblade into the bottom lane. We are going to see Swifty, who's going to be on that Queen of Pain. A35 on that Grimstroke. Crowley on that Tiny. And yet again, we're going to see Pasol, who's going to be on that Ogre. So nice laning phase coming out here from Wipeout. They are going to be scouting out into the
30
Radiant jungle,
seconds to
trying to
battle.
see whether they can get a quick kill here. It could be a good start for them against Global Esports. But Pasol, knowing that something is wrong, he's playing this very, very cautiously for himself. He's making sure that he doesn't get out into the open. He knows something is wrong here. Meanwhile, back into the top lane, Crowley, he wants to make sure that he's got this rune on point. They are going to get both the top bounties. So that indirectly means all the action is going to be happening in the bottom lane. They do see Prisol. The rotation comes in there from Armor. He wants to try and take this kill. He's got the stun on, but I don't think it's going to be enough. That arrow not going to connect from miles away. And Oracle, he's not going to be able to do much also. But at the end of the day, I think they're going to be able to get 2 bounties. And that evens out the trade here in the first minute.
Yeah, I think Global Esports knew what Viper was trying to play, uh, and they were fully ready for it. They pretty much just avoided that entire play coming up from the side of Wipeout. They're going to be rather okay with that. This is interesting. I mean, I think I mentioned this, that Excarnation in his previous games hasn't had a really hard lane to go up against. So he's actually switched lanes. They've sacrificed Madness and they've put Excarnation down bottom, where he should have a better time.
I don't think this is a better time if you ask me. I mean, with Blizzard on the Terrorblade and you have Pusol who's got quite a bit of tank up and available on him, Armor is going to be struggling to get those last hits in the nice. And BM, meanwhile, he had a decent game, but now the tier bracket has changed. You can't take these slight moves and expect to do well. Oh, that kind of worked against Smoke. That would have connected if we had seen Pusol walking backwards, but now the backup is here. 835, just going to get a few shots off. It's going to be tri-lane versus tri-lane.
Yeah. And now I don't think Ahmed is going to be too pleased about this lane. None of Smoke's arrows have connected. Sure, he should be able to land one shortly. Even if he doesn't, they might just get the kill. That's first blood going the way of Wipeout. But up top, Crowley will manage to punch back. He brings down Madness. The Legion commander does end up falling. A core for a support. First blood going the way of Wipeout. They're going to be somewhat okay with that, but still not too pleased that Madness hasn't had the kind of start he's been having in the past couple of games.
Look at the way these both teams have warded. If you look at the River Point, you do see a very aggressive ward coming in there in the mid lane, but at the same time, aggressive ward coming out there for Global. But the surprising thing is these two wards, they've gone ahead and placed them exactly where the ruin spawns, so
Radiant's
it's very
middle
clear.
tower
I
is
don't
under
think it's
attack.
seen by that. If there is a rotation, they're going to be catching that. It also can't be de-warded. Now, Smoke, he's playing with fire. Pusol getting another few shots off. And I don't know whether Pusol is in the best position to be fiddling so far with Wipeout. He's got to respect them.
Yep. I mean, he's just keeping the supports occupied so that
Fit
Blizzard
for
can
a
farm or
queen.
just try and maybe even push Armor out of the lane. Pusol's got to be careful. No mana on BM right now, so that means the Fortune's End into arrow setup wasn't there. But yeah, I think the problem here for the side of Global Esports is that the Grimstroke still doesn't have a point in Inkswell. Once he gets himself a point in Inkswell, they should be finding themselves a lot more kills.
Absolutely. And
For the hunt.
if you look at the last hits and denies, Armor is really not having a good time. He's sitting on almost the 5th spot from the bottom with only 10 last hits compared to the Terrorblade, who's got 16 last hits. He also got 3 denies for himself. So he's maintaining that creep equilibrium pretty well for himself. And
Radiant structures
Armor, he's going to
are
be struggling a little bit. I
fortified.
think he's going to be fine, but after the 5 to 6 minute mark, Blizzard is known to just shift into the jungle on a Terrorblade after a given point of time.
Yep.
But now he's going to use the Metamorphosis. He does see the Oracle. He's going to try and make a catch here. Nice stun coming out there from Ahmed. The stun and the arrow both connect, and that's going to be Pusol mostly paying for this with his life. He's running really low on HP. Ahmed getting a little greedy for that kill, but he's going to pay for it with his own life. But support for Ko, I think Global's going to be happy with that.
Yeah, I think they're going to be more than happy with that. I think Pusol knew as he was dying, as he was getting gone upon, that he'd be giving up his life for the Sven, and he's going to be happy with that all day, every day. And now Smoke, that's how leap charges, so he should be fine himself. A35 didn't have the mana to really harass him or push him out any further, and Crowley is pretty much just owning this offlane.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself over there. BM, he's really low on health, yeah. Pusol getting aggressive. Nice Inkswell coming out there from A35. A quick kill in their favor. 4-2 is a scorecard. 1k net worth lead. And still, we do see Blizzard right on the top there with the last hits. Let's take a look at the mid lane, of course, and see what's been brewing there. Now, Swifty has got about 21 last hits. He's doing pretty fine compared to the Tinker, who's sitting with only 13 last hits. And he's getting the runes, but this is not really panning out as planned here for Clown K.
Yeah, I think this is Swifty just outplaying him through and through here. I mean, just to refresh your memories, guys, Swifty's been top 10, top 20 in SEA, not top 10.
He was top in one of the top 10 at one point.
Yeah, I think he was top 10 also.
Yeah, he was number 8, remember?
Yeah, you might be correct. I know he was top 20 for sure. Balaji using his illusion to just tank up that arrow, so that bounty rune will not be contested by the side of Wipeout. I think Crowley did get 2 bounty runes up top. He's not picked up one of those, and now he's trying to rotate mid and try and shut down this Clown K Tinker once and for all. Clown K really wouldn't be expecting this. I mean, this is not a rotation that you see too often, and Crowley will manage to catch Clown K by surprise as the Tinker falls while back down bottom. Pusol, he's going to throw his body forward. This time around, though, I don't think Global Esports might find a kill, but there's Blizzard with the Inkswell upon him. Ahmed dropping really, really low. He should certainly end up falling. A stroke of fate should be off cooldown in a bit. And A35 more than up to it, will secure a kill onto the Sven. Angela, this time they don't even get the Ogre.
I mean, this was just so sad for Smoke. This all happened because the Oracle couldn't finish the combination. And as he was healing Pasol, Smoke didn't have enough damage on that Mirana to take him down. So every shot that he was hitting with the leap, it just wasn't enough. And he invested so much into trying to kill Pasol that he couldn't save his own teammate. Meanwhile, top lane, Madness is now getting a little pissed off, I think, with Crowley. I mean, this is not how his laning sequence normally goes. And he's struggling now. He's sitting at 26 last hits. He's also got 13 denies. So compared to everybody else in this game, Madness is doing pretty fine for himself, but he still can't keep up with Crowley at 31 last hits.
Yeah, I mean, the difference is showing in EXP, right? Because Madness just hit level 6. Crowley is almost level 7. Three-fourth towards level 7. So, and not just that, if you look at the cores, pretty much everybody seems neck and neck, but the real difference maker is in the net worth. Crowley sitting at the top of the net worth charts. And I think BM might just end up falling here. Hasn't got the Fate's Edict, so can't protect himself from any of the magical damage. The Inkswell committed on Blizzard, but he doesn't even need it to bring down BM. Metamorphosis is committed. This aggro tri-lane coming out from Wipeout has just been at the receiving end of endless aggression coming out from the side of Global Esports. And Pasol might just be setting up for more here because Smoke does have leap charges here. So he's going to get to his shrine. It's going to be okay.
But that's all he's able to do, Smoke. I mean, there was a quick blink in there and a scream.
Sonic Wave.
And a Sonic Wave, and he got that kill. But talking about Smoke a little bit more, I mean, we did see him on the Rubik twice before this. And it's a very comfortable hero for him. But somehow this Mirana is not seeming to pan out the same way for him. Quick stun.
They might find armor, the Inkswell available. They use it on Pasol just to secure his retreat. I think they saw the TP coming in from Smoke and they decided against it.
You know what is interesting to me? The fact is that they're still sticking to this tri lane. I think the Sven needs to get out of there. He's not getting anything out of this lane. Rather, it's working backwards for them. Maybe if the Legion swaps with him and Armor goes back into the top lane, that could be really helpful. But a Mirana and an Oracle as he supports, it's a very difficult game to really play. Meanwhile, Swifty, he has picked up this double damage ruin. He's looking for Clown K. He does see the margin machines, but we do see Clown instantly TPing back to base. I don't think he wants to make any movement done. Meanwhile, he is going to TP back to the mid lane now. He's got his friend Smoke there, so he should be pretty fine. But look at this aggressive wards coming out here from this side of Global. They are into the dire jungle and into the mid lane. So every single time Clown K is seen on this map, Swifty is going to go find his blood. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Armor getting those quick stuns onto himself, but isn't able to get on. He's going to look at the Grim Stroke. He wants to try and get this kill. It could be a quick and a good kill here. Armor really requires this. Now, Pasol, meanwhile, he's trying to dish out some little bit of damage. Now, there's going to be quick TP in here. Crowley going to come in, get that stun into toss. Armor's dead mostly. He's going to stay alive for a little while longer. BM keeping him going. But now Pasol getting super aggressive. Nice arrow coming in there from Smoke. Going to hold Crowley in place. And now the whole team will wipe out here to make sure that even Crowley could pay for this. But Crowley not done yet. He's going to be turning around and taking Sven next. And he still wants more kills. He looks at Madness. A35 right behind him. He wants to see an opening. He sees Smoke. But Smoke, he's got that leap. He can get out. But now the silence going to connect. Crowley looking at that. Quick stun, quick toss, another kill. And he's on a mega kill with a double kill favoring him.
They might even look for more. Unfortunately, though, Crowley doesn't have any mana. He's got the face boost, so he's just going to keep running. The Fate's Edict, that's only going to block magical damage, not any of the physical damage coming out from Crowley. And with that stroke of Fate, they should be able to bring down BM. But TP's coming in. Crowley a wee bit out of position. Madness here as well. Has the overwhelming odds. Wants to bring down A35, but the stun. Pasol, one support saves another as Madness still pursues. Doesn't have the face boost, but he is fast. Unfortunately for him, A35 did manage to get the better of him in the trees, in the fog. A35 runs away. Swifty gets him the 2 bounty runes, but then one last nuke, enough to bring down A35. But problems elsewhere as Crowley with the ball and that bounty rune will manage to bring down the Oracle. He isn't done. He'll get himself a double kill. Crowley just going unchecked, causing mayhem from the off lane as Balaji, well, he's finding himself a tier 1 tower.
We would say just signify things, but now we're going to say just global things. Just global things happening around here on this map. And we saw this team play in the morning, and they were looking a little sleepy, and now I think they're suddenly woken up. They realize that, you know what, let's just do this, let's just play some actual Dota. And they've been having a lot of fun on this map. Crowley, meanwhile,
Radiant
he is
Oh,
wicked
they
sick.
found Clown K.
And
The
Clown
Phantom's
K.
Embrace is there. He has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, no friend in the area. BM doesn't have the false promise. A Fate's Edict will buy in time. The Dispel with the Fortunes and not enough as Swifty did have the Sonic Wave. They might even pursue for more. Crowley there wants to toss his friend over. Nope, doesn't want to actually.
And this is the worst part about giving a player his signature hero. If you know how to really deal with that hero, it's so easy to win the game. And Tinker
Radiant's
is
bottom
definitely a
tower
very
is
strong hero
under
in Clown
attack.
Key, but he doesn't have
Dire's
mobility.
middle tower
And
is
knowing
under
that
attack.
factor, now Global Esports are completely
Oh,
tarnishing Wipeout here. They're going to secure another tower. And meanwhile, nobody knows what Blizzard is doing. He's in his own zone. He's on a 5k net worth.
Dire's
And
structures
meanwhile,
are
Crowley, he's just
fortified.
going to get another tower. Now, let's talk about what
Dire's
Wipeout
middle
can
tower
do in
is
this
Oh,
under
Crowley
scenario.
sees another hero, deletes another hero.
This is just sad.
This is sad. I mean, like, if
Dire's
you're
middle
Wipeout,
tower has fallen.
you pray to God that you get BKBs ASAP. Down bottom, though, I've got to commend BM on the Oracle. I'm keeping my camera trained towards mid because I know Crowley's going to go again. They found themselves the Mirana. Crowley doesn't have mana for the toss, does have it now, holds on to it, gets himself the kill. Godlike he is.
12 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
I think to reach godlike, you need 13 kills.
So I'm going to tell you a story about Crowley. Wow. I mean, Gaben has blessed him today. He finds himself a regenerate. So, okay.
Radiant's
I
bottom
think he's
tower
going
is
to get
under
another
attack.
kill in a
He's
matter of seconds. Yeah,
waiting.
he sees. No, he doesn't. Okay, he sees Madness. Blinks. Whoops, sorry. I thought he was going to go for Madness. My bad. But yeah, this is how. What is Madness doing?
Oh my
that
god.
that cannot be explained. That shouldn't happen. Crowley or no Crowley, that was just a little silly on his part. And Swifty wants in on the fun. He's found BM. BM does have the Fate's Edict, and Swifty will just take his time, tosses out the dagger, was dispelled by the Fortunes, and the stroke of fate doesn't reach Crowley, causing havoc elsewhere. Swifty, missing the scream of pain, finally gets the kill, and Crowley gets out of there. He's TP'd back home. But yeah, I remember playing a pop with Crowley, and this is how Crowley treats his
Dire's
pops. I
top
mean,
tower
it is
is
just.
under attack.
I think there was a time when Crowley used to stream a bit,
Yeah.
and I think his stream description was solo killing guaranteed. And that's what he's doing.
I mean, he's just having a good game, but look at the way Wipeout is at this spot right now. We got to discuss the fact how can they get back into
Dire's
this
top
game,
tower
because
is
that's the
under
only
attack.
thing that maybe the whole team of Wipeout is discussing right now. It's 25 on the scorecard. From there, about 12 kills are favoring Tiny. So if somehow Wipeout is able to shut him down, it could give them a slight lead here. But Crowley, he's just finding this a lot of fun. Amir, he's the
Dire's
carrier for
bottom tower
Wipeout. You
is under
can't
attack.
do that to him. And he's just having to get back from there. But yeah, back to what we were discussing. The fact that if Wipeout needs to take this game, first of all, they got to stop going into these fights. There's no way
Dire's
they
bottom
can go
tower
fight
has
Global
fallen.
Esports right now.
Okay, Fate's Edict, that's going to make Crowley think twice, but it's only a level 1 Fate's Edict, and it isn't going to last too long. The Soulbind there, just in case Madness doesn't have a friend in the area, would rather prefer not to. Does toss the overwhelming odds, gets a little bit of movement speed, but Swifty there with the body blocks, and with the toss, 835 ahead of his teammate, just in case he is required to secure that kill.
Meanwhile, Blizzard, he's palmed his Manta style.
So, I mean, the only way Wipeout get back into this game is if the Stinker gets huge. 14 minutes in, he's not close to his BOTs. I know that for Clown K, this has definitely been one of his rougher showings. Once Clown K picks up his BOTs, maybe an Aether Lens and an Ag Scepter, he should be able to hold on to his structures. The real question is, are Signify going to give him and wipe out that much time, or are they just going to keep grouping up and taking structures
You know
after
what?
another?
You know what's surprising? The fact that we knew Global would do this. I mean, they are the team that finishes
Radiant's bottom
games in
tower
20
is
minutes,
under attack.
20 minutes, and against a team like that, Wipeout has chosen a very greedy
Worthy
lineup.
tribute.
You've gone ahead with a
Dire's
Mirana, a
middle
Tinker,
tower is
and a
under
Legion,
attack.
and also put a Sven into the mix of things. Maybe if they'd gone for a different kind of draft, which was more not centric on items, but more centric on spells, they would have been able to put out a better fight.
Yeah,
This is just getting scarier.
it is.
An easy
835, he sees smoke. Crowley, he kills smoke.
Scarier.
I mean, there's not much to say really. I think Global Esports, they're pretty much
Dire's bottom
owning the
tower
map.
is under attack.
It's going to take a couple of silly individual mistakes for them to even give Wipeout a chance to come back in this game. Sure, those might
Dire's
happen, but
middle
knowing
tower
Global,
is
they
under
will be
attack.
able to close out this game comfortably if they play it right.
Looking at the warding also, we do see Global very aggressive with their wards here.
Dire's
They've
bottom
got
tower
2 wards
has
into the
fallen.
bottom lane, 1 into the Dire jungle, so they know all this momentum that's happening on the
Dire's
map.
middle
They're
tower
sitting with the
is under
12k
attack.
net worth, 24-5 into this game,
Crowley,
16
does he
minutes.
find smoke? Nope.
Almost.
It's all
What
his lead
changed? I
charges
think it
here.
was the gauntlet that gave him that little bit extra
Sanava.
HP with that
Radiant's
second
top
bracer
tower is under
to just
attack.
survive a little bit longer. But the end looks very near here. Now, Global,
Dire's
they've not
middle
even taken
tower
Rosh
has
yet,
fallen.
and don't really seem interested in even doing so. Meanwhile, Crowley, he's just sitting with a Blink Dagger. It's not even like he's
Dire's
gone
middle
any
tower
big
is
items,
under
it's just
attack.
that his rotations have been so on point.
Radiant's top
Yep.
tower is
Every
under
single
attack.
minute of this game, he's got 1 kill at least. He's just been
Radiant's
roaming around,
structures are
getting the
fortified.
pace done. Madness, meanwhile, he's trying to do whatever he can. But Global, they have called for the backup here. Madness needs to get out, but that's too far away from home. I don't think he has a Blink Dagger also available. An A35,
Fit for a
they are looking for
queen.
him. And they're going to let him TP out because meanwhile, there's going to be a quick Moonlight Shadows. Crowley finally looks like he's going to take a fall. He's going to take a fall. And that's a lot of gold going in favor there for the Oracle. And now they want to turn back. Swifty going to come into the fight. But he knows that it's a lot of different heroes there. And they are all in Moonlight. He's going to just jump in and
I'm
just get that
sorry,
scream onto
did you
armor.
say
And that's going to be another
stop?
kill. A very expensive one. Now a quick silence there. Swifty still going forward. He sees the Oracle. He has the Orchid if he wants to use it. He sees Clown K now. But that's a lot of marching machines right there. He's got to be really, really careful.
But they lose armor, and
Yeah.
all that gold went over to BM, sure. So that's going to be
Yeah.
ward money. I don't know, what does he get? Bracers.
Let's show me how many
he
kills.
can maybe complete 2 bracers in a bit.
I really need to say how many kills as of now we have on Tiny. Tiny has 11 kills and 1 death
Yeah.
and 5 assists. So he's been all over the place.
Yeah, kudos to A35. I mean, he's got a lot of assists to his name, so he's clearly been involved in most of these kills. I think even a casual stroke of fate on anyone does count as an assist, so those numbers might be a little bit deceptive. But yeah, the side of Global Esports, working with a 12,000 net worth advantage in their favor, they're the ones dictating the game. I think Swifty would have gotten the kill onto the Oracle, but he was just being a little careful, didn't know if Excarnation had buyback, so just played that one with respect, didn't want to dive a bit too much towards that tier 3 tower. But yeah, that's Swifty with his Orchid complete.
Yeah.
He can pretty much solo kill anyone on the map if he chooses. This game is getting really scary for Wipeout, and Excarnation needs a BKB very fast. He's going for the Echo Saber, which might help him delete 1 hero. I think the best case scenario here for Excarnation is that he finds the Grimstroke
Yeah.
when he has the God Strength active. But yeah, other than that, I don't see what he can really do with just
Dire's
an
top
Echo
tower
Saber
is
at
under
this stage of the
attack.
game.
True that. He needs an Echo Saber, he needs a BKB, and he needs a Blink to be able to touch Global Esports at this given point of time. There's nothing except the
Dire's
Moonlight
top
Shadows that's
tower
helping
has
them right now.
fallen.
That's the only reason why they even got that kill on Tiny, because he couldn't see them. Quick pause, maybe Wipeout can sit and discuss what they really want to do here, because it suddenly feels like Global is just snowballed in, destroyed everything, and now Wipeout needs to rethink this. This is their final game. If they fail to perform in this game, they no longer proceed in the Taiwan Excellence. They are out of the 10 lakh thing, and no team would like to go out like that.
Yeah. I mean, it hurts, right? They've played so well. They've beaten U Mumba. They've beaten Stand in 5. It's been a day of highs for them, and losing in this manner could be not a pleasant way to go out of this tournament.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
I mean, may the best team win. I think, you know, even when we were watching the previous games of Wipeout, it's just that even their opponents are making so many mistakes. But like we spoke about the fact that against Global, against Entity, you can't make these mistakes. I think a lot had to do with the draft too. Their draft was just not as secure as it should have been for them. And they have Clown Case still on that Tinker.
They're going. They found Ahmed. Ahmed is there. The Phantom Scepter is there on Madness. The damage coming in from Blizzard. Quick fortunes. And they're looking to bring down Pasol. But Pasol, even Pasol will not die. Finally ends up falling. Bounty shared between 4 heroes on the side of Wipeout, but Crowley, he wants more. He's found BM. The press the attack will buy the Oracle a little bit of time, but they've traded a 5-position Ogre for a 1-position Sven. Unfortunately, though, for Global Esports, they aren't going to get a building on the back of this.
I think they would take any trade right now. I think anybody that they get from Global is a good trade for them. The fact that their tier 3s are still standing, I think Wipeout still has a strong chance of getting back. They have Tinker. Let's not forget the power of the March of Machines. As long as Global can't come to the high ground, Wipeout still has a chance to close this game. They could also close this game if they lose one set of racks. All they got to do is keep Global far away from them. They got to make sure that they've got their farm up and running. They need a lot of items. It seems like not possible, but I'm sure if there's one team that can figure it out, it can be Wipeout.
Yeah, they really need to buy themselves
Radiant
time.
are
That's
scanning.
what Wipeout really need to work with, and I like this play. I mean, sure, you might be the team that's playing
Vanish.
with a disadvantage, but you're playing to win. You're not playing to just survive and maybe
Dire's
coast
middle
through this
tower
game.
is under
So they're going to
attack.
find Persoal for all their efforts. I think they'll take what they can get. It is dual victory damage. Hopefully, yeah, they're not going to lose any cores on the back of that. Crowley doesn't want to go into 4-5 heroes. The Dire even scanned the pit, assuming that Blizzard's probably trying to get himself a quick Roshan. But Signify, they have a lead, and what they like to do is not force high ground immediately. They do really like to squeeze their opponents off the map, and this is what they're doing bit by bit. They're taking away space from the side of Wipeout and just biding their time.
Absolutely, and now, of
Oh,
course,
smoke.
knowing
No,
this,
no, okay.
like, see, that's the thing, right? You got to be so cautious at this point
Yeah.
of time. They're all sticking together. The best move for them is just stick around armor, give him the farm that he requires. They don't need to keep going around. There's Clown K. He is
Invisibility.
got that BOT now up and running, so he can keep those lanes completely managed. And even if he is the one to fall, at least it's just one hero falling and not the whole team. The person I'm
Double
concerned about is
damage.
armor getting farm, and
Oh, Swifty, he's gone in. He's found BM, but the press the attack will get rid of the Orchid. And Swifty didn't feel comfortable committing the Sonic Wave for that kill.
the net worth, of course, the lead has dropped a little bit. It did go from the 16k to the 15k. Now it's gone back to the 15k.
Been
It's going to
1,000
swing
net
upwards.
worth here and there.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at Blizzard, of course. What has he gone for? He's picked up the Butterfly now. And that's a very farmed Terrorblade 20 minutes into the game. And after this Rosh is picked up, that's a quick Aegis, and that's tier 3 towers. And Wipeout, they need to get some more defensive wards on this map. They need to make sure that their high ground is completely covered.
Roshan
And
has
maybe,
fallen
just
to
maybe
the
hold
Radiant.
high ground. They can't take any more fights against Global. They got to give it at least another 15 minutes to take fights. All they can do is make Global desperate to hit high ground and force them to make a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, if you are Wipeout, you definitely are hoping that Global Esports do make a couple of mistakes. Because that is your way back into this game. For now, Blizzard, he's farming away, looking to build towards the Dragon Lance. That item will really help him push versus the Tinker. Make sure that he doesn't come in range of the March of the Machines, and that as long as a couple of creeps are alive, they should be able to take a tier 3 top. Crowley's gone in. He's found himself Smoke. The damage is there. Smoke is dead. One bracer, or make that even 2 bracers, not enough to deal with the Tiny.
That must be so annoying for him.
Do they have a Blink Dagger? But Swifty's walking up into the high ground. They found themselves Swifty. He's got the Aegis. Now Signify do not want to suffer too many losses here.
Yeah, Global doesn't want to get a lot of losses here. But of
My
course,
bad. Hangover. I call them Signify.
you're just very used to them. I mean, they were reigning for 3 years. I don't blame you.
Apologies, folks. Apologies.
But of course, now we do see Global Esports heading towards a tier 3 tower. They were an 18k net worth lead, 15k net worth there onto the side of the Terrorblade. He hasn't even showed his face in these fights anymore. And now that he's going to maybe join his gang, they don't even need him. Like, he just gotten back to farming. How much does he want to farm?
I think Global are okay with this strat. I mean, the the player is to just keep farming, just keep increasing your lead. Because if you look at Wipeout, they're getting nothing across the map. They are literally getting nothing. There's not a single lane that Clown K can go to and split push. It's just the one creep wave that walks up to the tier 3 tower. That's pretty much the only wave that they have to share between three cores. So they have zero resources to get across the map. Eventually, Wipeout are probably going to get angry and pissed off with this playstyle that they've been forced into. They're probably going to step outside their own base at some time and try and make a play. The smart time to do this is when the Aegis times out. The good news is they've already removed the Aegis from Swifty. So if they manage to get some vision down, use a Moonlight Shadow and a Smoke and find a pickoff, it's more time for them to go and split push and farm across the map.
True
Crowley,
that. And
what are you... okay.
he just doesn't care. He's just absolutely, he doesn't care. He's also farming the Agnum Scepter for himself. So he's looking very, very comfortable, sitting third on the net worth over there. If there was an MVP of this game, definitely it would be given to Crowley for his performance.
What?
What is that arrow?
I don't know how Crowley knew. I mean, they were under cover of the Moonlight Shadow. Was there...
There was a
There was a
sentry ward,
Radiant Sentry here. Maybe... I don't know. Maybe it just
and
caught
also
them.
one in the mid lane.
But yeah, Global Esports, they want to fight now. Pasol just trolling forward like the ogre that he is. Crowley there with the Avalanche. He's managed to catch two. The arrow will clip only. Pasol, the Soulbind, does manage to catch two, but there is no movement speed slow associated with the Soulbind anymore, so they'll just run away back home.
And every single time Global tries to do something new, Wipeout just camping back to their base, and that's their only best move. Honestly, this is the best Wipeout can do. Just keep trying and getting that slight edge and heading back to base. They got to stick together. They can't be alone. Armor should be their major concern. Those arrows are just not enough anymore from the side of Smoke. Meanwhile, if we look at the item progressions yet again in Crowley, he
Hold on.
is...
I think he...
Worthy
Oh,
tribute.
no. Yeah.
Look at the item progressions. We can see there's such a big gap here between the Radiant and the Dire. Lincoln Sphere and Orchid getting picked up here from Swifty, so no more duel getting connected onto him unless things go really, really wrong. Blizzard, he's picked up the Skadi for himself, so that is looking pretty good there. 835, he's gone ahead with the Ether Lens, so he's pretty much farming well. Crowley, meanwhile, he's very close to his Agnum Scepter now. The only person who seems to have some farm on the side of
It's
Wipeout is...
Slanke and Aman.
Yeah, like that's it. Everybody else is just roaming with braces. And that's just because he's so scared of
50, he's going to blink in. He's got to be careful. The Lincoln Sphere is there. That's going to block the duel, I believe. They'll bring down Smoke, and that Soulbind still lashing on. Onto the Oracle, onto Madness on that Legion Commander. As Oracle falls, Madness all by himself should probably tick down the Scream of Pain there. It's actually Pasol with the Ignite who gets credit for that kill, and Blizzard, one step ahead of his own team, is already pounding away on a tier 3 tower. Wipeout, they've been forced to commit buybacks since the Mirana and the Legion Commander buying back, but there isn't a tier 3 tower. There's a structure missing in their base, and maybe Global Esports could look to go back in.
I mean, this is
Okay,
already
Crowley's gone
difficult.
in. He's found Smoke. The damage not enough as they press the attack. Just by time for the Mirana. Moonlight Shadow does get committed as well. Wipeout will stay alive and stick together for the time being, but they did commit buybacks, and if Global Esports find an opportunity, they might just find themselves a big window to take down another couple of structures. But that Avalanche doesn't connect, and Smoke, I believe that's his last leap charge. Oh, he's got one more leap charge to work with.
I'm very surprised with the kind of
Dire's
item
bottom
progression
shrine
Mirana
is
is
under
making. I
attack.
mean, she's gone ahead for a Rod of Atos as her first item. And I don't see Lockdown as a problem here for the side of Wipeout. It's
Dire's
the
bottom
damage
shrine
that's causing
has
them all
fallen.
this. Clown K, meanwhile, he's trying what he can do best. 50 trying to find a kill there. The good part here for Global is they've called out the buybacks already, so now if they hit high ground, they basically would be winning the fight. But they don't want to take that risk till they have another Rosh in the bag, just so that they can get that second Aegis and the cheese. That gives them the 100% chance of winning
Crowley's
fights
got
now.
an invis room, but he sees all of them. They see Crowley as well. The Soulbind is there, but Crowley caught in a duel might just end up falling. 2 tosses for the price of 1, but it's still not enough. Armor ends up falling. Crowley pays with his life, and Pasol, he wants in. Smoke will end up falling. BM silenced by the Phantom's Embrace should be next. The Scream is there. BM still alive. Pasol does end up falling, but the stroke of it from range. A35 gets the kill. Armor buys back. But there isn't a fight for him to rejoin as Global Esports do lose the Tiny and the Ogre, but they find themselves both supports and force a buyback on Armor.
That is something that you were not expecting from the Swan. He never really needed to buy back.
Dire's
That's
top
a
shrine
lot of gold
has
that's gone
fallen.
down for him. And after all said and done, it's a 30k net worth lead now on a Global Esports. If Wipeout comes out strong in this game. Oh my God, that's going to be something very close to being legendary, in my opinion. But Global now making a few mistakes. They did lose the Tiny and the Yoga, though I don't really think they're very concerned about that. 33-10 on the scorecard.
Radiant's
Most of
bottom
that were
tower
there,
is
still
under
belonging to
attack.
the Terrorblade, who's almost jumped double to the side of Armor. So that's a 10k difference between both the carries. And he's sitting with so much gold. He's going to pick up a Blink tag next just to make sure that he can jump into fights or jump out whenever required.
Yeah. The Blink Dagger was an item that a lot of Chinese Dota players did like to pick, especially versus, especially on the Terrorblade versus heroes like the Arc Warden. So you can ignore the magnetic field and just blink into it if need be.
Dire's top tower is under
I've seen
attack.
some Terrorblades pick it up versus the Lycan every now and then if they need to really chase and make sure that they can bring him down. It's situational. I'm not quite sure what Blizzard's picked it up for here. Maybe the Tinker. Maybe that's the player. But yeah,
Absolutely. And now, of course, Wipeout, they are sticking into the base, so it's going to be interesting to see how they really pan this out. They have not lost racks yet. They've only lost one tier 3 tower. And that's going to be fine for them. They can still hold strong, but for how long are they going to keep doing this? 8:35 now, he's scouted out Rosh. That means a whole team of Global going to be entering that Rosh pit. They want to try and take down Clown K. The minute they take down Clown K, this is basically over. So Clown K has a lot resting on him right now. That Martin Machines is the only thing that's keeping Global's esports away from their racks.
yeah. Like I said, I mean, the play for Wipeout is to hope that Clown K becomes a big force, that they have no way of dealing with him, and eventually Global Esports start struggling to go high ground. Maybe they go high ground, maybe they suffer a couple of casualties. That is the way back for Wipeout in this game.
They still got good warding done here. They have propped it right next to the Rosh pit, so they do know when something's happening, and something's happening, and Wipeout, they're going to quickly kill the Yoga. They're getting kills on the Yoga, which is not something that is really effective, but anything is good. Now they do see Crowley, the Moonlight's still available. They're going to catch him here, but Damar now taking a lot of damage here. Crowley going to just blink out of there. Clown K still knows where he is, but are they going to continue this fight? They should just back off. This is not the best time for them. 8:35 on the backlines. He has using Swell. He's also got them both cut out, and look at the amount of damage he's just doing solo. Now Blizzard, the monster, he's come in, he's done the damage, and there's no way that there's going to be any survivability coming out here, and that's going to be Madness taking a fall next. And the minute you see the gods, you just walk out. And Blizzard looking so strong. Tiny, meanwhile, he's picked up the Agnum Scepter for himself finally, and this is just getting scarier. All of them, all around the map, just getting kills left, right, and center. The base of Wipeout just opened now for themselves. I'm again a little surprised that they went ahead and took that fight so deep into the Dire jungle. They knew that that is going to be exactly where Global Esports is going to be. They should have been happy with that one kill that they got and got back. Patience is the only way Wipeout can really take this game today. Meanwhile, now we do see the side of Global Esports. They have picked up the Aegis, and also they've given it
Oh, they found
Swifty.
Clown K. Clown K dead.
That's it. That's like nail in the
got-
coffin.
Got buyback.
He's got the buyback. Hopefully we'll see him use it, but for now he is down for 56 seconds. The biggest opening the Global Esports could be looking for. They are going to see Armor now. Once they get this kill, it's going to be risky. He doesn't have the buyback, and with that, he's going to be using his BKB very defensively just to keep himself alive. So good play there coming in now. But now Clown K, he's going to buy back. Another kill on the board here for Wipeout, and it could be crazy for them. 40k net with lead now. I'm surprised that Wipeout has been able to sustain so long against Global Esports. I don't remember the last time a team had such a big lead and they were not able to close the game.
I think Signify aren't even trying
Yeah.
to close the game.
They're just like enjoying
Excuse me,
themselves.
Global Esports. I think Global Esports aren't even trying to close the game. I think they're more than happy with this slower pace of game, and they're happy with them just extending their lead and taking their own sweet time and farming away. And just, I don't know what the play is when it is that they decide to get together and close this game. But yeah, they know they're so alpha. They know that they're the ones winning. There's no pressure on them to go and hit racks. So yeah, they're just gonna enjoy all the space on the map. I don't know what item Blizzard is even waiting for at this stage. Maybe a BKB.
I think they're just enjoying the day because they've not really played a game all day, and Who doesn't like to play some Dota?
Hmm.
So I think they're just on a ball run. Shiv is now getting picked up here on the Queen of Pain, and next item for us is going to be the Mjolnir. She's already put that into her next pickup.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, A35, he is doing pretty fine. He's gone and picked up the pipe. He also has a blink of his own. So he's joining the list of mobility heroes.
Swifty's gone and he's found himself Smoke. Smoke does have the Presti attack coming out from the Legion Commander, so it's going to be okay. Swifty live and okay with that link into Blizzards. Had enough, they finally gone in. The Soulbind committed, the Sonic Wave as well. Not enough damage, but Clownky dropping low. The Moonlight Shadow, will it be enough? No, the Scream does ensure that he falls as Swifty once more. He's dropping really, really low on the Queen of Pain, but he's got himself the Aegis. Smoke and Armor end up falling. GG, well played is the call. Wipeout have had enough, and Global Esports will keep that run alive in the lower bracket.
Absolutely, and in what style have they closed this game? 44k net worth, 41-11 reads the scorecard, 34 minutes. And they had a dominance starting in from the 12-minute mark, so they're looking very comfortable as they play the next match, which is going to be happening tomorrow. But for now, this is definitely the last game of Dota 2 that we have on our screens. We're going to head into short break now, but we'll let you know what's happening on the other side.
All right, what a day it has been. It has finally come to an end. Just the first day of Taiwan Excellence indeed 2019. But what a fantabulous day it has certainly been. All thanks to all the support that we've gotten online, as well as everybody who's taken out the time to join us here in the venue, in person itself, of course. As far as the game is concerned, we've, of course, clearly seen Global Esports moving up ahead as far as the Dota scene was concerned. But tomorrow, we certainly have a lot more matches piled up, because after all, when the finals arrive tomorrow, it is going to be a BO3 series. That is going to be the finals in both CSGO as well as the Dota 2 realm. And of course, with that, we do have the brackets going live on the screen. So if you will clearly notice on that, we have Entity that is already in the BO3 series when you look at Dota 2. And when you look at the lower bracket finals, we've got GE, Global Esports, going against Whoops. Now, this team has certainly dominated when it comes to Global Esports as well as Whoops. So that is going to be a tough competition in the Dota 2 realm. But again, when it comes to the lower bracket finals, they only get one chance. It is going to be a BO1 series, the low bracket finals, and the winner of GE versus Whoops shall go, of course, against Entity Gaming indeed. And that is the match that will be a BO3 series. So look forward to that in the Dota 2 round. Of course, moving along, the second game is Counter-Strike realm. And when you look at the Counter-Strike realm, we have Blaze and Glory. As I've been saying since the start of the day, they have reached the finals and they shall be playing the BO3 series. But only time will tell who are they going to be playing against, because we do have an offline match that is going on right now off stage. And Umumba is already part of the lower bracket series, but the match that is going on right now is again a very competitive, a very interesting match. Ethi going against JHS, the young bloods, both of them. They certainly have a lot to prove. So that match sadly is not on stream, but we certainly do look forward to the result, because after all, that team in the lower bracket shall play against Umumba again. This also is going to be a BO1 series, and Umumba against Ethi or GHS, we shall find out, will be playing Blaze. So that is the update when it comes to tomorrow. for today, as I said, we have reached an end. Thank you, everybody who's been here since morning. Either you're a team member, either you're a friend, either you are the team manager or the team organization. Well, whichever side you fall under, you've been here and have, well, basically given us your presence and respected and stayed along for such a long time. And of course, with that, I have to thank the favorite moments and everything that has happened thus far. All thanks to Taiwan Excellence indeed. Those of you who had the wonderful memory of getting yourself a gift hamper, well, if you're sitting back at home right now, you've got your gift hamper and you're watching. Thank you so much. Alongside which, of course, go home, which you are, of course, if you are just hashtag Taiwan Excellence, hashtag up your game, and share that photo. Share where you're at, what your experience was the first day, of course. Share it with the hashtag TEGC 2019 indeed. The 6th consecutive year that Taiwan Excellence is happening. What a fantabulous day this has been. But right now, we are going to move along and get introduced with the last game of our day. Let me just quickly confirm what is going to be coming up. I will have to confirm that. But like I said, it is the last game of the day. So please do stay tuned. I'll be right back in a short while. right, we're back once again. As I was discussing, the exciting match, the awesome match that I was supposed to take care of offline is coming to you guys thanks to everybody who's been a part of this. We, of course, have Yeti going against JHS right now. So let's quickly get excited and introduced with both these teams. So with that, of course, let's get first things first set up. Let's get introduced with this first team that is JHS. All right, that was the exciting team JHS. That is the young bloods that are here to prove themselves, of course. But on the other side is the competition. It is none other than EAT. So let's quickly get ourselves acclimated with what EAT is. All right, once again, this is ET going against JHS. The only deciding moment is right now for both these teams, as the team that does not go through will certainly be out of the competition. But on the other hand, the team that does get through between JHS and ET will be playing in the lower bracket finals against Mumba, and the winner of those two will certainly be playing against Blaze and Glory tomorrow in the BO3. So right now, it's quickly time to get introduced with the casters themselves and finally throw it to this game and find out for ourselves which is that better team amongst JHS and EAT. So over to you, Candy and Crips.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another CSGO match for Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup. We already have JHS and ERT facing each other on Nuke. Who would have expected that the last map of the day is gonna be the double-decker?
Yeah, Nuke, the double decker. It's like one of those maps where you have the upper side, the lower side, and a very, very brilliant map. And we see that the game is already live.
Yeah, it seems
So
like
let's
we're a
just
little late to the party.
Jump into the game right away.
Seems like we're a little late to the party. Nepu definitely wants to make up for our lateness by pushing into its cab and getting that SMG instead of the scout. Wise decision considering how low areas he's on. But this seems to be a save for JHS. Finally, it seems that after winning the first two rounds, ERT will be able to pick up their first round. We're not that late, are we?
We're not that late. It's only 2-0 right now. And JHS, although losing the first round, I feel, so they're going to give up this round to Iati. Oh my god, just Supandi picking off Nebu right there. So, Iati surviving with 3 players, but then they've got the first round on the board. Okay, did we go back in time? No. Okay, we'll just load it into the round.
I wish we could do that. Have some sort of a time machine from the Avengers. Go back in time. Kill Thanos. Probably even Hitler.
Okay.
Uninvent nuke. Forget I said that.
Nuke. Okay, no, we're not going to do that. But right now, okay, so we're in the 4th round of the game. GHS leading the scoreboard 2-1, and we see an op come out from Bad Love. So we've seen him play with the op. He's been really good on Mirage, but this time around, he's playing against Iati, who are not in the mood to go towards ramp right now. Although he tagged Spawn up, maybe he took the nade damage. But oh my god, Nepu in a very good spot. He's going to pick off Slots and Spawn right outside in the map. But we see Veerbhadra trying to rotate in, but he goes down. And Harsh taking that double kill. Veerbhadra and Recall Master both go down. So GH is just securing that round very easy peasy. Like, it looked almost effortless right there.
So Iati tried to go for a straight-up cab and squeaky rush, also accompanied by a little bit of masala from the outer area. Obviously, Nepu had some spicier things to do, hiding in that corner. He strikes at the perfect time, and you know, there's a saying, when you kill the chicken at the back of the head, the dish tastes juicier, and those kills taste much juicier when he's getting those kills from the back, sneaky beaky like. It seems that Iati have learned their lesson. When they go towards the cab, they will flash out. But somehow, none of the players are blind yet. Harsh avoids that flash, and none of the Iati players have made it out yet. Soon, they will. But for now, there's absolutely nothing going on in their favor. Harsh goes aggressive towards cab, definitely wants to take up the lack of ballsiness shown by Iati. He wants to go ahead and make up for it by getting those kills. He's running out of patience. It's 10 in the night. He wants to have dinner, and dinner consists of the leftovers of Iati.
Absolutely correct. Like he's having a lot of fun, but right now we see all three players ping just very close to the cab, whiffing a lot of shots on Harsh, and Harsh being
There's the
really
C4.
hungry. Yeah, he's got the C4, he's got the cake. Now he's gonna like have one more guy for dessert, and that's it. That's done. So JHS is stringing together rounds again. Like they had two rounds, they lost one, then they get back. And Iati, they showed their presence with the flashbang, and Harsh just capitalizing on that, catching them off guard. And we see an op being picked up by Spawn this time around. I've not seen him op much on Nuke, but then as far as I know, he likes to go towards the outer area somewhere around Marshmallow or maybe towards the ramp. But I don't think it would be wise to contest Bad Love towards the ramp with an op.
Well, so far they're wanting to contest towards the A side once again, making sure that those cab executes work. Unfortunately, we do have Harsh right on top. The Molotov misses, and he's still on the top of cab, which is one thing that Iati would definitely not like. It's a very tricky angle to clear. Star is also around Heavens to make sure that Harsh has all the backup he needs. At the same time, we have Badlove, who is playing around from Heavens. He can tune in if required, although he is also kind of the floating player who will go towards ramp, who will play towards outer. So Badlove is in a more, non-standard position. We have Juan guarding ramps, and at the same time, Nepu is always on outer. So it seems that we personally have figured out what what JHS setups look like, but I'm not sure if ERT will be having an easy enough time figuring that out.
And right now, Harsh, he's just looking towards the ramp. Nepu is in this toxic room, and he's got a lot of company around him. But Bad Love getting the first kill on slots. There's some pressure towards ramp, and he's got three players in front of him, but he's gotten smoked off. He has no vision on them.
Oh,
And
no.
oh my god, this time around, Veerbhadra just pushing through the smoke. And this is a very nice play coming out from Iati.
I don't think anybody from GHS side expect this. He can go in, get the free kill onto Harsh. No, he whiffs. Finally does land that shot. He takes a little bit of damage falling down as well, but Bad Love is ready for him. This time from Mini Garage. Ewan moving in from the backlines. If he can get towards Cab, he can definitely surprise ERT players. Even though they have the plant, he can come in and deny all the post-plant positions that they have. They need to hold on. Spawn on very low HP, sitting on top of Heavens, definitely wants to contest this area and doesn't want anybody, so that he can secure the high ground for his team and make sure that GHS are only coming in from one direction. Both the players towards mini garages. Nepu has a flash prime, waiting for the smoke to dissipate. Ewan comes in from the squeaky doors, gets one kill, knows exactly where Supandi is, but I don't think he has any idea of where Spawn is. Spawn gets spotted. It's all up to him. They're lining up the kill feed, and they both spray them down. Wonderful defense from Iati, finally pulling the trigger back.
And that was a pretty beautiful round coming out from Yati. The post plant, although could have been just broken down with the help of Juwin, who was backstabbing them from ramp, but Yati just holding on to whatever they had. Spawn was in a really good position, as you mentioned, and then being on Heaven, getting the control of the site, he did really well and got the round for Yati.
So we did think that UN could have been able to help them because that eliminates a lot of post-plant positions. Usually the terrorists do tend to take control of the squeaky doors, the cabinets area, and try to play around those positions while in a post-plant position. This time though, since they had one guy up on top guarding Heavens, they could just play from the side itself because then they have no chances of getting backstabbed. They could play on the back of the silos from the side itself. And then all they have to do is take care of mini garages where two players are already coming in. Yeah, sure, UN did pose a little bit of a surprise from the cabs, but it's fine. Because, again, you don't have to worry about the backstab. Having that Heavens control, having that control of the high ground is so crucial, especially in post-plant positions. Ooh, Spawn almost spots out. Nepu walks away with the skin of his teeth, still somehow manages to tag him through the walls. How on earth is Nepu surviving? He has now taken two op shots to the body, both of them not direct.
Yeah, and like it's funny how Iati just forced GHS directly into an eco round. They just won one round, and right off of it, they've got an eco. Juven, although getting the kill on Spawn, dropping the up, but Veerbhadra is trying to contest towards the ramp. They're not sure whether they want to commit Iati, but then they have to just slowly and steadily wrap around and try to make some play. But this time around, oh my god, Harsh and Nepu just racking up those kills. They've got two kills right now. Nepu and Recoil Master are the only two players alive for Iati, but the bomb is right in front of Nepu, and he's making his way in the smoke. He almost goes down. 5 HP, and Slots with the Glock is trying to finish him off, but then, oh my god, Nepu He's just surviving there. I wonder how he's surviving. But Bad Labs comes in from behind. He's got recoil master and is running in support for his teammate. And Nebu finally getting the kill onto Slots. Slots should not have allowed that. Like, that should not have happened.
Exactly. The very fact that the bomb gets dropped in such an awkward spot and Nepu was there to cover it on the back lines, it was so smart throwing in that smoke and staying on the back of it. He knew that he would have to push through them and that's obviously risky business, but then time was running out. They also had one more player coming in from cabs just to make sure that Nepu, even if he does go down, there's someone else ready to refrag over there. So JHS had this sort of insurance in form of that backstab. It's just that Yati, when the bomb was dropped, that was the round pretty much done and dusted over there. Nepu, he's having a very easy time here, spraying these unarmored players down as they come dropping upon him from silos and the main outer area. He probably might have spotted Supandi as well. And there you go, he sees the head, tries to fight, doesn't want to take it just yet, but he doesn't care, to be honest. Supandi with the P250 needs to get up close if he wants to actually do some damage. And since he's so paranoid about Nepu, he doesn't even care about getting kills anywhere else. His team on pistols don't really care much. It's just a throwaway round for them. They want to get done with this, get on to the next round, and hopefully break the JHS economy, which is starting to snowball out of control. Bad Love on $9,000. Star on 6. They're turning into Bank of India at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, like they want to get done and dusted with the round, the eco round, but then they should be taking care of how much damage they're causing, how much economy they're building for themselves, because that's like an investment. We're talking about time machines, and you have to plan for the future in this game.
Oh, of course. The future is the key to this game. And so far, I see only one thing in the future. That is death, destruction, and carnage being rained down by Nepu. He's managed to sneak into its secret. I don't think they're checking his angle. How did they not spot him jumping up? Finally, Supandi puts a bullet in his head. That could have been a disaster. Harsh relays the information that
Oh
most
my
of them
God.
are low. That nade could finish them off, but somehow they survive with 11 and 7 HP respectively. And in the bid to throw that nade, Harsh gets caught unaware and he gets taken down.
And right now we see all five from Iati just working their way back. They're just trying to scope out all the possibilities they can do this round. They're not committing towards secret. And Juven already posted up on the lower side. And Spawn catches out Bad Love. Now Bad Love was moving in from behind. He was thinking that he could catch these players off guard. But then Spawn very quick on the trigger finger. Now Juven all alone on the lower side near the vents and the hallway. He's watching towards the vents. He's like confused. He's not able to comprehend what's going on right now. His teammates are trying to communicate what's going on, but Iati are dictating the pace of the game. And right away, he'll spot Supandi in a bit of time, but if he moves forward, he can be taken down. And Supandi coming up, the bomb's getting planted, but Supandi's going to fire
Oh.
towards Juven and take him down. Iati securing another round, making the total count to 3 against 6 of JHS. But then this is new, and I feel like Iati need some more rounds, at least 5 or 6 to just
Be comfortable on
be
the next half.
comfortable on the next half. Exactly.
Well, it does seem that they have money for days, so they're pretty comfortable, at least for now. They have a cushion full of cash bags. Yati, though, kind of dicey. Their money is just starting to build up, and if they lose this round, they will be back to eco territory. No, actually, no. They won't be back to eco territory. They can force out another buy. I just don't know if that's the situation they want to find themselves in. This situation, though, it's pretty good. They've spotted out the one player towards Garage, and they get the pick towards Mini. If they can somehow pick one towards Heaven as well, the A side could be completely open. Bad Luck drops down with the op. Star managing to nail down the punishment, and Nepu chimes in as well. Recall Master realizes he's getting shot from way too many angles, doesn't want to engage. He doesn't even get to fall back. Nepu shoots him down through the goddamn walls, and there is no place to run, nowhere to hide. JHS are back on this train.
Yeah, like they lose one round, they win 2 rounds, give away one, then they win 2 rounds, then they give away one again, and it's like a pattern out there.
Yeah.
And Iati, they're trying to break into that upper side again and again. There's sometimes it's all coming down to those duels and the trade game. They went out the last time around. They had this perfect wall of smokes lined up, and
Yeah.
I think they should stick to it because we saw how GHS, although because of their mistakes, lost that round and gave Yati away the round. But that is something where you're forcing your opponents to make the mistake. So just stick to that maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, last time the secret smokes could have worked, but then they didn't want to go there because they already saw a player in towards those stairs, and maybe it was for the best because there was already an opper who was positioned towards the hallways and down in the B bomb site. So yeah, they took a sabbatical. They took a step back. You know, went on a little trip and figured out what their options could be, and figured that the best thing to do is just hold lobby and let JHS come into their traps. Bad Love, though, he set up a wonderful trap over here. Veerpatra, if he can shoulder peek and bait out the shot from Bad Love, his entire jig will be up. He will be forced to fall back. I think Veerpatra has a little link that there is someone over here. Jumps up, gives away that footstep, keeps Bad Love engaged over there. Wait, why did he do that on purpose? Is there some sort of another trap going on at this time? Let's take a look. Recall Master and Supandi still towards still towards ramp and the
Radio room.
radio room. No, not that's not the radio room. That's the entrance of lobby.
Okay.
So if Badla does give a call, I'm not sure how his team will react because they probably are expecting them to go towards B. But that's exactly why they are hoping that since they want to move towards B, they're hoping that some of the JHS players would show themselves towards cab and try to rush. But with the last 20 seconds left, the onus to rush is on Niyati, and so far the time is not in their favor. JHS still have a couple of smokes which they can use to shut them down, and they are not even allowing them to enter the goddamn bomb site. It's only 3 men left, up against 3 from ERT.
And I really like this fact from JHS, how they're just very comfortable holding their angles. They don't worry about what's going on. They don't care about how the enemy team is using their utility. They just time their utility, just patiently waiting out what and observing what's going on around them. They try not to give away their positions. That's what allowed them to get the kill on Spawn. Spawn was very, very sneakily walking in towards in-out region, the small
Mini
shelter,
garage, yeah.
mini garage around from outer. But then he was able to take care of everything. Harsh was able to take care of Spawn right away because of those regions.
Well, this time also another thing that worked out in their favor is that when ERT, after taking control of Secret, decided to go back upstairs, outer, and then come in via the mini garages, Badlove, who was waiting there, waiting to welcome those guys in towards the lower halls, he climbed up and he backstabbed them. He killed one of the people on mini garages while the plant was happening. Since they had no time, they had to go in for the plant. The people who were in towards ramp managed to move into its cab, backstabbed them. Pretty easy round for JHS, and ERT had no idea that this could even happen.
Yeah, and 8-3, ERT just losing more and more rounds. That gap, the lead that JHS have is just increasing every time. But Nepu right here, he's seen the smokes outer. It's a fake coming out from ERT, and Nepu just holding on to his incendiary. He's not using it yet. But a flash towards ramp, and the push comes in from from ERT. But we see Juven ready right there. He's trying to spray down. He gets 2 kills, although Bad Love was chimed in for the second kill. But a lot of kills going towards ERT now. It's a 2v3 situation, or 2v2 as per se. And we've got Harsh and Star versus... Okay, now Recoil Master taken down. The C4 has been dropped. Harsh has vision on the C4. Spawn all alone with the AUG. He's trying to make work of this round. He's trying to figure out where JHS is.
So one of the players has been spotted towards ramp. That's a clear dead giveaway. Now Spawn did kill one towards the mini garage, so he knows that the other player could be over there, but first he has to deal with Harsh, and Harsh itself is a big enough problem. He's a thorn in the side. He's been such a good anchor towards the cab, and at the same time, the moment you give Harsh a little piece of information that, hey, they're heading towards B, Harsh does not hesitate at all getting into its cab, making sure that that push is legitimate. If he spots even a single person towards the cabinet area, he will be like, all right, team, get the hell away from ramp. That could be a ruse. So hold your guard. That's what GHS are doing. They try to peek, they try to gather information, but they do not push the limit. They don't put themselves in risky situations, and that's exactly why they're leading with such a dominant scoreline.
And a really good flash coming in, getting the first entry towards Star. But Harsh and Nepu just stepping up, getting those kills. Okay, Harsh with a double kill this time around. Spawn gets Bad Love with a wall bang, but Spawn is aware of Nepu, who's outside in the mini garage. I think he spotted his legs, but he goes down, looking the wrong direction. Now Slots all alone on the side, taken down by Harsh. 10-3, and Nepu just committed suicide.
Throw yourself down. It's fine. You have so much money. You have very less rounds. You gotta spend everything you earn, right? You can't carry forward any of that money. So, dollar bills, y'all.
And 10-3, like Yati was showing signs of life, but then suddenly they just keep losing rounds and making all the wrong decisions. Now, this was a really good flashbang coming in, but they had that one entry and couldn't follow up on it. So their plan, which means their strategy didn't work out for them, and now they have to think of it in a different way. But
Oh my goodness, what the hell? Spawn? I don't think I expected that. They threw in two smokes to make sure that the standard smokes towards outer are covered. Another Molotov to make sure anyone pushing secret will be forced to go back towards the brown halls and they can at least get that piece of real estate. But now with the pistols, if they can get into mini garages, it will be wonderful. They can all wrap around towards the A side and there will be no defenders left. Anyone coming up heaven is going to have a tough time, but Star still somehow makes it work. We also have Badlav on the back line, who is immediately taken care of by Veerbhadra. Star and UN, the two-star players, are moving in. One from Mini. Veerbhadra is aware about it. Doesn't want to engage just yet. They know the positions of both of them, but they have no utility to take care. Throw in a nade. Star forced to peek out. Straight into the crosshairs of Slot. UN has his Molotov, throws it towards the side, forcing one of the players out, but there is a smoke to cover his retreat towards the cab. He has the bomb to himself now. Oh no, don't tell me he can stick the ninja defuse. No, this is a fake. He knows exactly where Slots is. That was a smoke to bait out the shots. Veerbhadra on 2 HP. He's taking it! Holy shit, Veerbhadra lands a no-scope to get rid of UN. Wonderful stuff. In the smoke, I have no idea how Veerbhadra spotted him. Maybe that smoke was a little too far ahead of him and maybe his... I don't want to say the
Something.
word, maybe his bum was visible.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what Veerbhadra does. Put a bullet in his bum and a round on the board.
Yeah, it's 4 rounds coming out from Yati. There's still the final round to take. And look at the money. Like Star has a shotgun, auto shotgun. Nepu has an SMG. So suddenly, his suicide, his cash bag's just burning a hole in his pocket now.
Yeah, but they still have enough money on Harsh to drop an op. Badlove picks one up. Harsh can pick up a rifle. And this should be pretty good enough. The SMGs and the shotguns. I'm pretty sure that the shotgun is going to play up close, either towards the top of cab or towards the mount of ramp. Or best, you could just go into its vents and get the hell out of these guys.
But a really convincing performance, I must say, from JHS. Like, they've got 10 rounds on the board, Yati at just 4. And controlling Yati is not a small job. Like, Yati is one of those teams which is very strong. We've seen them line up perfect flashes, get really good control of the side, but then not good enough at trades. Right now, JHS is playing the trade game on point completely, I would say.
Mhm. That's one of the key factors of JHS success. I was watching the off-stream game, JHS versus it was Go,
Go
Figure
Figure,
on
yeah.
train. Yeah, they were trading wonderfully. Oh, they're all coming into it squeaky. Looks like Star is gonna be a very, very happy man. If they all come in this direction, they are all minced meat. But luckily, they decide to go towards the ramp, where UN lies in wait with the FAMAS. Yati still trying to figure their options out. Have slots positioned towards ramp in case somebody decides to push. The rest of them lined up towards lobby. No presence towards outer yet. Which means that Harsh, if he desires so, can push and put a spanner in the works. Maybe even get a backstab in the making.
Yeah, and right now Nepu, he's being impatient now. He's just trying to look towards Cab. He's trying to scope out where and what Iati is up to. He heard the C4 drop, I guess, near the lobby, and this Molotov is gonna miss. UN has a nice field day, just holding this angle, and that's a pretty good angle, I would say.
Damn good angle.
Yeah, and Bad Love along with him is gonna take a lot of attention. The flashbang coming in, completely blinding Bad Love, but he's lucky, man. He just gets hit by the wall bang. He survives at 68 HP and takes down Slots now. Oh my god, UN chiming in, trying to get the kill on towards Veerbhadra, but Veerbhadra just making like quick
Making short
him.
work of him.
Yeah.
Badlove still holding ramp. They know that he's around the corner and they do not want to go towards ramp just yet. They've gotten a pick. They know that GHS might be on the move. Star's already rotated downwards. This is the perfect chance to hit the A-bomb site and they're looking to capitalize on this opportunity. Moving around, Nepu still on top. He's looking in towards the squeaky door and Recall Master will capitalize on his misdirection. Badlove heard climbing up the stairs. Recall Master's ready for him once again. Star needs to step up and put up the best performance of his life in order to clutch this 1 versus 4 round. Already begins with 2 huge kills. Supandi has been spotted. He knows Recall Master is somewhere towards the side, but if he can get the skill on Supandi through this wall, this will be perfect. Almost fires towards him. Pre-fires once again straight to the head. Recall Master needs to clutch this out for the sake of his team, for the sake of the survival in this tournament. He knows where Star is, knows he's low. Doesn't even need to change his weapons, and he walks right into him. Finally, Iate put something up on the board. 5 rounds on the T side. I would say that's pretty damn respectable.
Yeah, that's pretty damn respectable, and that's really convertible and really good round coming out from Recoil Master right there. He got those 3 kills, 3 crucial kills, and allowed his team to enter the site, get the plant, and secure the round. So, Iati, 5 to 10 right now. JHS with the lead on 10 rounds. But things are not lost.
Yep.
It's still anybody's game, I would say.
Yep.
Don't let the scoreline fool you. This is somewhat a CT map, and if you play it out right, just like what GHS did, maybe better, Yati can definitely close it out.
Well, it looks like a ramp rush is in order. Most of the players heading right in there, not wasting any time whatsoever. Veerbhadra lands some nice one taps. He's juggling around the corner, doesn't want to feed into the Glocks just yet. He would much rather give away control of ramp than actually face these guys. And now that they're all downwards, they might just be in wait for Supanti, trying to play around the radio room, not landing any more shots. Badlove is also in towards Wentz. This could be the perfect trap. JHS are in trouble. They need to get the plant in and they need to get it safely. There's no post-plant positions left. Decon, Brown Halls, the secret halls, all are in occupation by ERT. If they can even get the plant down, they will have to play from the site and they will have to look in every goddamn direction. This is going to be such a messy round. I have no idea how ERT are going to pull this back. Badlove and Supanti already trading out. They move in from ramps, but there are already too many people watching in that direction. Recall Master alone coming in from Radio Room, and Nepu is ready for all three of them.
Yeah, Nepu doing a great job, and it's surprising how they allowed GHS to just take control of the ramp. I think it was a good decision to just allow. I think the players are calling for a tech pause. There's some issue going on out there, but it was a really good decision allowing GHS to get the side. But maybe you should have sandwiched them at the opportune moment. There were no people to actually take control of the side and fight it out with GHS. And that cost them the round.
So what ERT did wrong in that particular round was, even though they made sure that JHS have nothing to hide and nowhere to hide, more importantly, what they did was they went in through the angles that they themselves were holding. You can't do that. If you have control of the ramps, of the radio rooms, of the decon rooms, all three of them are the only post-plant positions you can take on the bomb site B. The only other place left is the actual planting circle thingy that is. That's the only thing left, and they have to play around it. So when all the JHS players are centered towards that planting area, looking into every entrance, you are feeding into the Glocks, which is a horrendous mistake that ERT made. And to be honest, ERT desperately needed to win this pistol round because now JHS can get up to the 12-round lead immediately without any trouble whatsoever, and ERT will have a much higher mountain to climb, which is possible on the CT side, but why do you want to give yourself yet another challenge?
And already, like, Yati is, I feel, after losing that pistol round, under a lot of pressure, because we saw how they were missing their shots, and it reflects in your game when you're under stress, when you're under pressure. And Yati, they had this one round they really needed to win, but things didn't work out for them. And
A lot of things are not working out in their favor. Yeah, they did have a pretty good start to the tournament. The first few rounds was pretty damn good. But after that, it just seems to be falling apart. JHS, on the other hand, though, yeah, they're having a damn good time. I saw them chilling around, biting onto their KFC. And you know what, JHS, most teams have jerseys. JHS also have their own team logos on their pajamas.
really,
Yeah, they have branded, like, JHS-themed pajamas.
that's really cool, man.
That is indeed cool, right? Imagine going to sleep, thinking about Counter-Strike, wearing your Counter-Strike labels. Yeah.
That's quite fun. And yeah, that's really intuitive. Like getting your pajamas branded, getting your pillows branded, getting your shirts branded. That's common.
Yeah, that's pillows is a bit too much, I would say.
I would like pillows branded, man.
I
come
know,
on.
right? I mean, I think I went to this one tournament and they were selling not just jerseys, they were selling these little keychains of the team logos attached. And it was just incidental that I just got the keys to my house. I just got a duplicate copy and I got the keychain on the same day. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it made you so happy. And we see a happy GHS just trying to take control of the map. They've got outer already. They're gonna molly off that toxic area, and they're gonna make sure that no one is there, and slowly move into it. Clear the intention that they're gonna move towards the inner side. And we see Veerbhadra and Supandi setting up a crossfire. Right now, that crossfire completely broken by Star and Bad Love. That timing coming out from GHS, that coordination in their play, like opening up that door right away.
That was horrendous. Slots had no choice. He could not stay on the side. The only option he had left was to retreat into the cabs. And even that is not going to suffice for him. JHS, losing only one man, are able to secure the round pretty damn easily. They had two players going in from mini garages, and they got the first two kills. Initial engagement in their favor. Veerbhadra and Supandi had a crossfire ready to take care of anyone coming through mini garages. But Veerbhadra was towards the vents, more focused towards the cab area and the squeaky door as well. So when Supandi actually started fighting, Veerbhadra could not swing wide enough to actually cover him. And when he did, he fed straight into three of the people. Oh, Jesus, Recall Master. If he survives this round, I am going to call him the luckiest person on earth. He's already on 65 HP. In the very end of the CT base, we have UN jumping around him on the SMG, $600 in his bag.
And he recovers the AK too.
And he recovers the AK too.
So that's a win-win situation for JHS, and they've got already a 7-round lead now. Things are looking very, very grim for Iati, and this is the time if you want to step up. This is the time, Iati. Take all the energy you need and just show us what you can do, what you can make out of JHS play. Because right now I'm seeing them very, very structured, very coordinated. Like, it was beautiful to watch how they forced that crossfire to break with just one move, but right now it's an eco coming out from Iati and all 5 players. It's gonna be a bloodbath. Everyone is blinded. Recoil Master does not even know where he was. He turned around to see 3T staring him down, and Iati just managing to kill one person and losing the round out to JHS. 13-5, JHS leading the scoreboard. They're on the less favored side right now, and I still believe Iati can do this.
Iati threw in that flash. Yeah, sure, the players to the back were blinded, but the players who were already in towards the red box had their eyes open, and all of a sudden they hear way too many footsteps. Yeah, sure, all 5 Ts and CTs rushing at the same time do create a lot of footsteps. From 5 to 10, that's a sudden increment, and then you feel yourself bump against a Iati player in the smoke. It's like that little tong, and you just like, wait, what the hell blocked my movement over there? And then you realize, god damn, they're rushing us straight in the face. Yeah, that was a pretty quick one. I think the round did not even take 20 seconds or something.
Yeah, true. Like, it was over before this. We hit the 130 mark, so yeah, not 20 seconds.
Well, that's a pretty quick way to end the round and get the 13-round lead. Iati have a monstrous climb to make. Slots Supandi once again guarding the ace site. At that same time, we have Spawn, who somehow moved into its the secret balls. Why? I don't see any reason for him to move into its tunnels. Maybe now, yeah, it makes sense now that Harsh and Badla
He's
are
already
starting to do it.
positioned himself before, you know, JHS move into that position.
Yeah.
So it's future planning.
Future planning. Well, you did crack a joke about future planning, didn't you?
Yeah.
Time machines and time travel. Maybe Spawn looked into the future. Something like Doctor Strange, but just like Doctor Strange had multiple iterations and many personalities going on at the same time, Spawn is going to need many more like him. He probably even needed a couple of more guns to help him out with that spray down. But Bad Love will tap his head away. Slots moves in towards Wentz. They definitely heard him drop down, and they are going to be careful towards the decon doors. Harsh, he's not looking in his direction, and Slots punishes them for it. Now that his position's compromised, Supandi can move into this area as well and secure decon unit. The only person left to actually make a play is Recall Master, and he, I think, just spotted someone moving towards Vents. That's one less position that they will check. Oh, no,
That was his teammate.
That was his teammate. I thought they were already all down. My bad, I guess. Bad Love towards the secret halls. Had Recall Master right behind him. What the hell? What was that? What was Recall Master thinking? Bad
But
Love and
never
Slot.
mind, it's down to a 1v1. Slots and Recoil, Bad Love gonna fight it out. Now Bad Love knows exactly where Slots is. He's just baiting him out. He's trying to run away. Oh my god, Slots. You've been forced into this chicken hunt, and I don't think he has enough time, does
Oh
he?
no, he doesn't even have a defused kit. Oh, poor guy.
Is it gonna blow up in his face?
This is definitely gonna blow up in his face. He gives it up.
Yeah.
He was toying around with his prey. That's
So-
unfair.
So I really want to talk about this, okay? While we were talking about Spawn, and before that, as the round was starting, so as a player, I was putting myself into Yati's shoes and thinking about this, that it all comes down, this round, the bye round, it was a very critical round for Yati and for GHS as well, because they needed to win that round to secure the position into the game. And what I was thinking, that it's all about nerves at this point. Like, who does not have that itchy trigger finger, who is able to just patiently control the pace of the game, and Spawn whiffing those shots on two of those JHS players.
Yeah.
That wasn't expected out of him. He got taken down by a Mac 10.
Yeah. And Spawn has been having a spectacular day. He's been clutching out rounds left, right, center. He's had so many positive IR performances. I don't know how he failed to show up in that particular arena. I guess it's okay. You
It's
can't
all about
always-
nerves, man.
Yeah, it's all about nerves, especially when you're playing this late in the night after having waited so long, yeah, it does tend to get to you.
Yeah.
Perfect flash, and that should be the cue for Supandi to peek. Does he peek? Yes, he does. I think Hirsch could have fought him at the same time, but Bad Love drops down. He turns around somehow, still expecting a flash to come in, but still manages to get the kill onto Bad Love. Slots lines up the kill feed on his own. Ewan finds himself all lonely for once. Finally, Iati find themselves in a winnable advantageous situation, but Ewan has the bomb. Nobody to follow him soon, close enough. Veerbhadra and Recall Master both still guarding squeaky doors and cabs. Do they not know Ewan's already moved in?
And
He has
Ewan
the
making a different move. He's planning to just backstab, moving towards, like catch them off guard. And I think this is a really smart move. He waited for the players to come down once, but no one came down there. And with this move, I think he's gonna move out towards the heaven. And
Oh, Jesus, this is gonna be such a disaster. He has the time to make it all the way there, and nobody from Yati is gonna expect this. Veerbhadra won't get taken down, courtesy of his position, and Recall Master will be able to make it too. But Yuan, I think he should have just gone for the plant downstairs. Now, if he drops down, he's gonna make a lot of noise, and that's gonna be the cue for Yati players to pounce onto him.
okay, now Ewan just dropping down, punching in the digits, but Veerbhadra's. Oh my God! Okay, he turned around to one's wedge. I
What?
think he thought it was lower.
This is so nerve-wracking. This is giving me anxiety. Flashbang, primed up, doesn't throw it. He's getting paranoid. Like you said, the nerves are getting to both of these players. This is a crucial round for them both. Turns around, flicks it onto Recall Master. JHS on match point.
Yeah, like, see, what was that round? What was that round? Ewan just in a 1v2. Veerbhadra, bomb, the bomb gets planted. He's showing his back to Ewan and running towards Wen. Then he realizes, oh shit, the plant's behind
Tuesday
me.
is-
And then turns back, gets shot in the head.
that's. I was also confused. Why did he turn around? And then I realized, oh, he thinks it's towards B. He tries to move in from vents.
Like, I thought that he went there to pick up the gun. But
Didn't he already have a gun?
no, he had just a deagle.
So then he moves in to pick the gun. I thought he went down. I thought he was moving towards vents because he thought the bomb was being planted on B.
Yeah, and what I felt was Veerbhadra was relying too much on the last guy left on his team, and he was thinking that this guy's covering me, so I could quickly just get the gun. But things not working out. GHS on match point. Iati 10 points behind them. They've got 3 ops already. Iati, what are
So
you doing?
So desperate at this point. They have to mount a 10-round comeback to force this into overtime, or they can just succumb and fall victim right now. To be honest, yeah, sure, one up towards ramp, one up towards outer is doable. I'm not really sure where you're going to post the third one. Maybe up on top of heavens?
But there's one smoke, and it's gonna, like, if you lose a side, how are you gonna retake it with 3 ops? Like,
Exactly my
And
concern.
look at it.
One of them's already taken down. Battler on top of Silo, catches Recall Master off guard. Spawn, luckily, however, is here to take care of it.
Oh,
Push it
oh,
through the
oh.
smoke. He can no-scope onto Harsh. Exactly the kind of plays that ERT needed in this point of time. But most of them are towards the ramp. And Veerbhadra lining up them once again. Triple flick! What a way to shut them down.
well, they lost 1 op. They still have 2 ops left, and Recoil Master just losing out and a duel to an AK. But Spawn and Veerbhadra, the other 2 works, the ops going to work. So
Yeah.
legit strat, I feel.
Yeah, the double op setup is legit.
But triple op.
Third one was, I guess, unnecessary a
No,
bit.
no, no. Yati just proved it. The triple op strat is the new meta.
Meta.
So right now we see a 9-round deficit on the side of Yati, and they're trying to come back. They're fighting really strong. And Veerbhadra, he switched to an M4 instead of the op this time around. And like, okay, now cash strapped GHS is trying to take the fight and forcing Supani to fall back, but Spawn has spotted out the player up top, and really good realization in that time. That player were wasting time, but a really good shot yet again. Spawn getting 2 more kills this round, and JHS, they were looking really strong, but right now they're looking very small.
It's fine. They have such a huge lead. They can practically throw away literally every round just for the lols.
But Nepu and Star are the only men alive on the side of Yati. They're moving in towards. Star has already positioned himself towards ramp. Nepu is just trying to join his teammate and try to make a play. Just get some guns out of Yati's hand. That would be more than enough, because right now you're not very much invested into this round. You don't even have armor. Like Star has some armor, but Recoil Master punishing Star. Okay, he's almost. Just took 1 hit from the P250, but Nepu. He's got the C4s, watching both the angles at once. Now he's getting pincered, he's getting sandwiched from behind, and Slots is going to make short work of it. So 7 rounds, Yati slowly and steady clawing their way back into the game. I think it may be possible at knife's edge that Yati take it to overtime.
It's a bold statement. JHS, they have all the money to purchase all the weapons as well, but they deliberately go for SMG buys. Yeah, sure, throw a spanner in the works of ERT. They don't even care about winning, they just want to destroy the ERT economy right now. It's starting to build up, just the base. $5,000 on slots and spawn, and they're gonna need all of it. The ops go to work. The first one in favor of Recall Master. Supandi with the M4 steps up once again. UN wants to make his way around the smoke. Walks straight into the nade. Has backup in form of Harsh. But no trade potential comes in just yet. And he's sandwiched. Focusing on too many players at once. Yati make it away with no casualties.
And that was a really good round again. Like GHS, they're getting too cocky. They're getting too confident right now.
They deserve to be. It's okay. The whole objective of that SMG buy was to YOLO rush out A and try to take as many guns away from ERT as possible. They knew they couldn't win, so the best that they could have hoped for is that maybe get rid of one of the ops because they can't afford to take it again. And when one of the ops is lost, then maybe they have some sort of potential of breaking into its either of the areas. Ramp and Auto are very difficult to take care of, especially when Spawn is landing such nutty shots. It's very difficult to deal with them. The best hope that they had, indeed, was going in towards the A site. If they could have gotten the kill onto the op towards Heaven, yeah, that's one thing. If they could have easily smoked off mini garages, so that's
Oh
another op
my
taken
God.
care of. Jesus, hell. Nepu, one-tap Spawn to Oblivion. That's a duel that this op should not have lost. That's exactly why GH is such a feared team. We already spoke about their ability to take away eco rounds in such ridiculous manners. They throw everyone by they take everyone by surprise. This time Veerbhadra is waiting to greet them towards the bottom of B ramp. And yeah, once again the Deagles go to work. Somehow Battle is able to get all the way towards Heavens, and Star, he wreaks havoc from the ground. It's falling apart for Yati. Recall Master coming in from ramp. Veerbhadra from the mini garages. He might just be able to catch UN here, but he just narrowly slips by. Veerbhadra is going to have a tough time getting through Harsh because he will one-tap him once again. The Deagles doing so much work for JHS. Recall Master catches one, immediately traded out by Star, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final game of the day. JHS win by a pretty dominant fashion.
A pretty good margin. Like
Yeah, 16-8 is a very dominant scoreline, and even on the second half, they were winning 5 rounds in a row on the T side, which is extremely rare, especially of teams who aren't really used to playing nuke so often.
and like they won the last round, which was an eco, and it all went down because of Nepu's positioning. So Spawn, he was very smart when he realized that the guy on silo is just distracting him. But as soon as he moved out, that shot from
Surprise!
Nepu, that was beautiful. That was a very beautiful, well-placed, well-timed eagle shot.
And Spawn has been playing that angle since the last 2 rounds. That's why he got that triple kill in the previous round. So they were like, all right, we are ready for this guy. Boom! And as soon as Spawn went down, it just all started falling apart for them. Exciting game to end an exciting day, ladies and gentlemen. That was day number 1 of Taiwan Excellence Gaming Cup happening right here in Mumbai in the Infinity Mall in Malad. So if you're around tomorrow, do come in and check out the grand finals. Or if you're sitting at home comfortably with popcorn and maybe all sorts of drinks around you, you can watch the stream and enjoy our beautiful voices. But for today, that's it gonna be from our side. We have the Dota 2 grand finals and the CS finals as well tomorrow. So I guess see you.
Sayonara for today, and we'll see you too.
Yeah, sayonara for today. Good night. Shubhratri, Shabba Khair, and we will see you once again tomorrow.